To analyse Peter Yates' 1968 classic Bullitt through the lens of Friedrich Nietzsche's Apollonian and Dionysian duality is to look at the tension between the cool surface of 1960s procedural order and the violent, chaotic impulses beneath it. The Apollonian represents order, clarity, and restraint, the principle of individuality. In Bullitt, this is the dominant aesthetic. Frank Bullitt is a true Stoic. Steve McQueen's performance is the quintessence of Apollonian restraint. He is a man of few words, precise movements, and calculated emotions. The iconic wardrobe, the structural tweed blazer and navy turtleneck, serves as a visual boundary between his internal self and a messy world. The film focuses heavily on the technicalities of police work, the paperwork, the hospital bureaucracy, and the literal lines of the San Francisco streets. This represents the human attempt to impose logical systems on the irrationality of crime. The cinematography emphasizes the city's grids, steep vertical lines, and the sterile cold light of 1960s modernism. It is a world of form and boundaries. The Dionysian represents chaos, intoxication, and the breaking of boundaries, and the primal will that ignores logic. The legendary car chase is a purely Dionysian eruption. While the cars are machines, the act of the chase is an abandonment of law and safety. The roar of the engines and the smell of burning rubber represent a primal, intoxicating release that transcends the plot. The central conflict arises because the orderly witness protection plan fails. The film moves from the bright, high-altitude streets into the dark, liminal spaces of airports and jazz club spaces, where the self becomes a shadow and the hunt becomes instinctive rather than intellectual. Nietzsche argues that the highest form of art, Attic tragedy, occurs when these two forces are in perfect tension. Bullitt achieves this in its final moments. After the cinematic airport hunt, a chaotic Dionysian pursuit through the dark, Frank Bullitt returns home. He stands before a mirror, washing his face. The Apollonian mask is still there. However, it is cracked. He looks at his reflection and sees a man who has looked into the abyss of Dionysian violence and realized that the order he represents is a fragile, perhaps even hollow construct.